Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy 005 Dynasty. I'm back with another video, and I gotta just jump straight into this one. We're talking about the MPC XL or the MPC Live Mark III, the next generation. We just talking about MPCs in general, right? This your boy 005 Dynasty. First and foremost, don't forget to Google me. Shout out to all of the channel members for 005 Dynasty on YouTube and all of the subscribers. All right, let's get into this. So I had an individual just drop a comment recently, probably like the last 10 minutes or something like that. And I can't remember the comment word for word, but they were saying, they said, no disrespect. So this video right here is no disrespect to you either. No disrespect. But it's not on Akai to make, it's not on Akai to make the music sound like how it used to sound. It's on the musical producer. It's the musical producer's creativity, something on those lines. So when you say it's not on the Kai, it's on the producer. But when you say it's not on the Kai to make the music sound like how it used to sound, well, that's how Akai got their name. They got their name by first developing this awesome machinery that had drum pads on it that you could emulate a real drum set, but on top of that, it was using samples, right? So you could use drum samples, or you could use like a whole drum set, like a whole percussion set or whatever, or you could bring in samples such as keyboard strings, pianos, whatever. It's a sample game. The little bits and the pieces and the micro chops, or you know what I'm saying, whatever you can do back in the days, but it was the sound of the hardware on top of that, right? So if we're taking it in its entire totality, it's the hardware unit, how it was working with the analog circuitry inside, and what you can actually do with the limitations of sample time and all this and that. But it had a great MIDI workflow, so you could maneuver on the device, and you can move the sounds around in a certain way. But the end result was, especially if you were sampling off of vinyl and things of that nature, that already had a nice little grit to it, and then you add more grit on top of it, which is like, it's like layering, it's like doubling, it's like stacking the analog circuitry to give it that warmth and the grit and the pop and the transients, but smooth transients. So you guys get this, right? I hope you get it. So they built their name and reputation off of the sound of the 12-bit, 16-bit, the analog circuitry that could get it to, convert very, very well. So if you built your name and your reputation off of this sound, how is it on the producer to figure out how to get their sound currently in this digital age to replicate what this a company did? You know what I'm saying? Who has money and financial backing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have all this stuff. You could pay the scientists, the audio engineers, to get in there and learn how to, use the solder gun and use, capacitors and diodes and all this stuff and make those chips and whatever. So it's on the producer to do that now? Like, the producer has to figure out how to get that sound when they're paying money for the sound. They're paying their hard-earned dollars to get what this company is supposed to be offering. The company is supposed to be selling you the product at that sound. Like, that's what you're paying for. You're paying for this. You're paying for the sound quality. They didn't make their name off of saying, "Oh, we're going to do machines that's going to have your synths or your strings coming out flat, flat sounding." No, they made it off of that grit, that texture, and people love the sound of. That's why people can critique from device. Oh, I got this device because it did this. I get this device because it does this. I get this device because they made their name off of that sound. Why is it on the producer to figure out a way to make the sound. Do you understand I don't think you understand what my point is when I'm talking about what I'm talking about in these videos. I'm not talking about a person being creative, like being creative to make a beat, or you're trying to say they need to be creative in figuring out different ways of purchasing more gear to attach it to the MPC to get that sound. But then what's the purpose of buying the MPC then? They're looking for that. I don't. It's kind of hard to even talk right now because my mind's going crazy. The reason why somebody is buying something, if they know what they're doing, or because they heard something or they seen something, is because they like that thing and they want that thing. If you get what I'm saying. So I can give you an example. I bought the MPC Live Mark 1 because I thought it was going to have the sound and give me that thump like the older MPCs that I used to see other musical producers using in the early 2000s. But when I got it, it sounded flat. So I purchased the MPC off of his reputation from back in the days. Now, that was in 2018. Come 2026, now I'm finally realizing within the last 3 years, with all my talking point videos, because I'm not new to that, I've been talking about it, that it's not the same device. It's not the same company. They got purchased by whoever, whatever, and that was all. And I'm not trying to hate on the company. Do what you gotta do. But to me, it's a money grab now. Now it's reskin and keep sending it out and send your minions who are the content creators, the musical producers, multi-platinum, or the famous musical producers who are just giddy for $1 bills also, who are not really sticking up for musical producers and say, nah, put some sound in there. They're just doing commercials with the company. They're doing commercials with the company. And you guys love them. You guys are being manipulated, and from people who care nothing about you. The famous musical producer, the content creator musical producer, the multi-platinum content creator musical producer. Everybody's manipulating you. But anyway, I digress, right? So, which one is it? Because to me, it doesn't even matter. If you got a company, it's like you go to buy an apple, and this apple tastes one way all the time. That's your favorite apple. Granny Smith, Pink Lady, it doesn't matter. Brayburn, like Fuji, Honeycrisp, Cosmic Crisp, Opal. Like there's so many apples in the world, right? If you know, you know. You go and get that apple every single day for your lunch break. And then one day you taste it and it don't taste the same. You be like, yo, what's this? What's going on here? You check it. You be like, yo, is it the same company? Something ain't right there. The next couple of weeks, they start losing the quality. They start losing the value of it. And the next you know, you just stop buying it because it's not the same thing. It's not the same quality. It's not the same inner organics of that apple. It just doesn't taste good. It's not hitting as hardcore, but it's not hitting the same way. It's not hitting your taste buds the same way. It doesn't make you feel full or whatever. The quality of the product is going down. So why purchase it? You shouldn't purchase it, and you should stop. But the content creators manipulate you into thinking it's the same great product, but it's not the same great product. It's not the same great sound. They don't put the same analog circuitry that's going to give you the great sound. So why are you going to say that it's on the producer after they spend $3,000 on a device where they're looking for a great sound to say, oh, it's not on you. You got to know what you're buying. You're just buying a sampling device that operates like a computer. So you got to know. So I'm here to tell you this respectfully. Respectfully, 005 Dynasty is here to tell you and everybody else that I'm going to defend the producer and say the company should still be putting out quality. But if they're not putting out that sound quality, then they should stop with the false advertisement of the manipulation tactics of this and that and that and that. Such as, oh, it has a great sound engine. When it doesn't even have a sound engine, it has coding, which actually is VSTs, plugins. So when you say it has a great sound engine and you put it all in descriptions, and the retailers are putting it in the description, and the content creators are saying it, the multi-platinum producers are saying it, the famous musical producers are saying it, everybody's saying sound engine, that's false advertisement and that's manipulation. So is it on the producer to know that all 100,000, 200,000 people are manipulating them too into this sound engine that's not really a sound engine? Is it on the musical producer to know that when they say it's next generation MPCs, when it's next gen and it's 16 gigabytes of RAM, which is next gen, is it on the musical producer to know, who's just an innocent consumer who's probably living off of the hype of the old MPCs or living off the hype of the content creators who are flooding the algorithm like they own it? You know what I'm saying? Is it on them to know that 16 gigabytes of RAM in one of these devices is basically the bare minimum functioning feature? It's not next generation. So when they get on there and say, oh, it has 16 gigabytes now, and they hyping it up, but meanwhile, it's supposed to have 16 gigabytes. That technology has been available a long time ago, guys. You know what I'm saying? So is it on the musical producer to figure out every little nuances of this machine when it's being marketed and promoted into this amazing piece of machinery, the glitz and the glamour that had people glazing, which tricks the mind? Everybody in the music production community, or in the world for that matter, is on them to be able to decipher all this stuff. That's not fair. That's not a fair assessment, man. That's not a fair assessment, guys. It's not. They should have been put 16 gigabytes in this. They should have been put 8 cores in this long time ago. But you want to know something, guys? In all reality, it's supposed to be a sampler, a MIDI controller that does MIDI functions with the samples. So samples of the file sizes are not that big. So the problem is everybody started complaining like, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do this, I want to do that. So people were complaining, and all the complaints that they were complaining about was basically all the features that a DAW can do, a digital audio workstation on a computer that's working on AMD, Intel chips, Intel processors that are multi-core, so they can do multiple functions. So now you really want to put a computer inside of an MPC, and then but think you're working on an MPC. So, but which is only one function. It's one function, which is specializes in music and sampling and sequencing and whatever, right? It's different, guys. But these guys were complaining so much about it, so now they got to try to figure out how to get this half-assed DAW into a box, and then they come with all these marketing points to make it seem like they did it. They made a big spaceship that has all of these things like Fruity Loops, FL Studios, Ableton, Logic, and all that stuff. But it's not the same thing because you don't have all these cores inside of a computer that can handle all these functions as plugins and things of that nature. It's different. You guys try to force the companies to make this thing digital. You try to force the company to make it into a mini computer. Now they're making mini computers that got bugs in it. They got to fix it. They got to religiously come out with 3.1, 3.2, 3.3, 3.7 update. That they didn't even fix the time signature thing. They said they were going to fix time signature. They didn't fix time signature. Basically, like, you can't even do 3/4 and all that stuff. You can't even make cinematic films. You got to stay in the 4/4 time signature all the time, guys. Think about it, guys. That's not fair. Please don't put it on the musical producers. I'm here to defend the musical producers and say, guys, do not allow people to try to play you and make it seem like you're responsible for the company putting sound in a device that's dealing with music. No, if that's the case, take away all the marketing. Take away all the marketing, guys. Take away all the promotional talk and the lingo, and be upfront and honest with people and say, this is what you're getting. If you're not going to literally say you're getting something that we should technically be giving you way more gigabytes. Technically, we should give you way more, cores to really run all these plugins that you're trying to stuff on samples. You know what I'm saying, guys? If they no. We're not going to do that, guys. We're not going to blame the musical producers for the companies who got all the financial backing, who work with the scientists, who work with the engineers, who went to school, college, that know how to do all this stuff. No. What you need to do is you need to go to the company and tell the company, these people seem to be moving in this direction with their thought process with your gear. Can you fix your gear to have better sound quality? So because these people are, I don't believe these people should have to go buy your device and then buy more pieces to enhance what should be already coming from your device. And if it's money, tell the people. Make an announcement, man. You know how they used to make those big announcements back in the days to come. This is such and such speaking here from this company, and we're here to announce to you that we hear what you're saying about, the sound engine, sound quality, the 80 to D8 conversion, you want really, really good, analog circuitry that's going to give you that warmth and this and that, whatever. This is how much it's going to cost. We can do it, blah, blah, blah. Or just come out and say, no, we can't do it. Or just come out and say, we don't care what you say. This is the way that we're going, and put it out there. Then if the company does that, then we all now have something that we could go and grab and start and telling people. So when people come to my channel and say, hey, yo, Dynasty, if I get the MPC XL or the MPC 20,000 gigawatts in like 5 years, they're making so many of these things, they're coming out every 3 months. I can say to the person, when they ask me, how do I make this device sound warm? How do I make this device hit harder or whatever, pause. But you know what I'm saying? When they say that to me in the comment section, I could go to that article. That's an official publication, documented article, and I can give it to the person and say, hey, read this. This is what they're doing with their devices. This is what they've been doing. This is what they're going to do in the future. So now that person can read that article and know. When people come to me and ask me questions, sometimes I think to myself, how can I answer that question for them? I can't really answer that question for them because I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I'm not an engineer like that. I don't have money to go and start, buying up all these resources and like minerals and start making all this stuff, this analog circuitry. I can't do that. I'm just a musical producer, rap artist, a dancer, graphic designer, video music director. I like to entertain. I don't really like to get on into the technical stuff. So give us an article. Give us something that's going to say something legit that we can send to people and help them out with this information, man. Because what's going to happen is the other content creators are going to say, hey, just do this. Hey, just do that. Because they want to make you feel good about coming to their YouTube channel. So then you can keep coming back. They're going to give you false information after false information. After false information. Everybody is just trying to make money off of you guys, and I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Even a company, man. And you know what's going to happen? They're never going to do it because they have the masses of people on their side. I'm just one person. So they got people just uploaded to YouTube today MPC XL videos, and they're going to do a lot of numbers, and people are going to be cheering them on, and they're going to sell a lot of units. You get what I'm saying? So why would they even think to give you the honesty about their product? It is never going to happen. So I'm here respectfully to defend the people and say, no, they don't have to know everything about this and that and go and get this and that. No, if they're going to pay $3,000 for a device that's supposed to be dealing with sound, it should really be about dealing with sound and not workflow and tactile button features and all this stuff. What? Come on, man. So I had to come out here and drop that video on that because I don't like it when people try to put something on the next person when they're the consumer. You're supposed to be making the consumer happy. You're supposed to be making the people who are buying the product happy. Not they gotta say, oh, it's not doing this. Or I gotta go look for something else to make it sound better. Why? If I'm gonna look for another piece of gear, it's for color. It's for something else. You know what I'm saying? Something that my main workhorse really can't do. You know what I'm saying? My main, especially the flagship. And this is the flagship. How could the flagship not have analog circuitry in there, all up in that mofo? And it's like, it's really got that. In 2026, it got the most amazing sound out of any device. Period. It should have the most amazing analog circuitry and not just be a computer with plugins in it and a big body tactile button feature so you can just go all over pressing buttons. This your boy 05 Dynasty. Don't forget to Google me. Don't forget to check out my publication articles in the description. And drop a comment, guys. And you know I got your back. You know I got your back. 05 Dynasty. You know.